in the motion, this house would be impoverish the corruptors. Corruption is a phenomenon that is difficult to define accurately and comprehensively. This is due to differences in the assessment or perception of corruption that exists in each community group. In the case of corruption, imprisoning and impoverishing the corruptors is the most efficient way to stop corruption habit in Indonesia. As we know, sometimes the threat of the death penalty is not very effective for most of them. Often, they are very afraid when they have to be poor. Cases of corruption in Indonesia are increasingly widespread because the punishment for the corruptor is too light. Prevention efforts are also not optimal, so there are always new cases of corruption. It is time for the punishment to be impoverished and confiscate all of the corruptor wealth and revoke their political rights. For the example that the punishment is not fatal for their life. There is one of the government officer in 2016 was caught in corruption. Now corruptors is free, and it had no effect on his life until now. Still rich and still remains a public figure. And his sons also began to appear involved in political activities. So the criminals act imposed are aimed at providing a different effect on corruptor, not to really impoverish the related parties. And the government will never share the personal data from the corruptor, such as location, all of the family members, etc. Therefore, the punishment will still apply to the convict. For the example is Angelina Sondah. When she is involved in the corruption case of the Wisma Athlete SEA Games project in Palembang, after she freed from jail, government asked her to educate many people or government officials to stay away from corruption habit, and doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense. As we can see, there is no big impact for her and her family because they are still rich. In conclusion, the step in impoverishing the corruptors is the right decision to stop corruption habit in Indonesia, because the corruptors are not afraid for being killed, but actually they are afraid for being poor in society. That's all from me, and thank you.